All right, here we are at the Feast in Weymouth Street with the fantastic Margaret Thornton in front of me, who is going to share her wisdom and knowledge for us today on training packages in general. So thank you, Margaret, for making the time to chat with me today. And just going to run through some questions that we've already previously discussed. So you can perhaps just shed some light on some of the information that RTOs really need to know in general about training packages. So I'll run the scenarios past you, and why, Margaret, is the beauty training package so important to my business?
I guess I'll start with a bit of a formal approach. A training package contains a set of nationally endorsed standards and qualifications for recognising and assessing people's skills in the beauty industry or an enterprise. The specification provides a measure to achieve the quality, consistency and industry relevance of training products.
Excellent. So really, what do I need to understand about a training package then in general?
A training package describes the skills and knowledge that individuals need to possess to be able to perform effectively in the workplace. And I think that's the critical aspect. Training packages on their own, they're a specification. They're not a training or an assessment package. That's what an RTO will need to do. But those standards are critical for industry or the workplace. Now, the training package doesn't describe how an individual should be trained. There are agreed industry requirements for performance on the job of a particular group of workers.
Excellent, absolutely. So how can the training package then, or how can I use a training package to improve both my RTO, like within my RTO, the teaching that we do, the learning and our assessment strategies?
Teachers and trainers develop learning and assessment strategies. So they'll take that training package specification and they develop their learning and assessment strategy. The how, depending on learners' needs, abilities and circumstances. So a training package provides statements of the job skills and knowledge required in the workplace. It provides a benchmark as to how an employee should be operating in the particular job role. So training packages don't operate in isolation, and that's a really important thing for any trainer to know about. They are intimately intertwined with many other parts of the VET system, so they're not a product that stands alone. In particular, they've got a symbiotic relationship with the Australian Qualifications Training Framework, with the Australian Qualifications Framework itself, traineeships and apprenticeships, and the capability of the VET workforce. One without the other elements inevitably has limitations.
Yep, absolutely. So are there any other ways that the training package can help me with my business?
In addition to training assessment delivery, training packages can be used for a wide range of purposes throughout the human resource management and development cycle, as well as to support quality assurance and the development of organisational culture. And I think training providers sometimes lose sight of the importance of that. We're all there to train workers, and we need to focus on the workplace, the quality of the worker, the outcome of the worker, and get the training package to fit the jobs, not try and get people to fit a training package.
Yep, absolutely. So Margaret, as an RTO then, what sort of support is there for me to sort of get in the swing with training packages, or knowing that I'm doing the right thing with a training package?
Well, the whole training package itself is a great resource. Too often qualifications or individual units of competence are viewed on their own, not using the broader information contained within the training package. So while it seems to be a big document and may not be relevant to people, they actually have to understand the whole context, because it is about whole job outcomes, and that package will give you an indication of the information that's required, assessment information, job roles. People do need to read it, and I know reading can be challenging, but it is a matter of, I guess, finding the important bits that people need. But the whole package itself is a great resource. The Industry Skills Councils provide a lot of information on their websites. They run workshops, and they're a great source of any information. The Training Packages at Work newsletter is produced quarterly, and it's a great resource to keep up to date with changes to practice, policy changes and identifying good resources. Professional development programs are offered by DFEAS, this department, and individualised help is also available through our education and training support area. So participating in these sorts of activities provides opportunities to hear from experts and to share information and ideas with other RTOs.
Excellent.
There are lists of key resources to help guide RTOs in their business and training assessment activities. So these include websites, publications, reports and training and assessment materials. And the Flexible Learning Framework also provides professional development sessions, toolboxes for different training packages and a number of resources. So there is a lot of support and help out there for training packages. People just, I guess, need to start sourcing it. Working with networks and other people actually introduces them to a lot of these sorts of resources, and it's a good idea for them to do that.
Excellent. So as an RTO then, how do I know that I'm on the right track, and what if I'm not?
Maintaining your own professional development, both in your vocational sector, so in this case the beauty area, but also your teaching and learning practice is key to knowing if you are on the right track. So you have two careers now, not just a beauty but also a teaching and learning career. So you've really got to nurture both of those careers and ensure that you're following them both. Ensuring your clients are satisfied, graduates are employed and meet employer requirements, and existing workers raise the standards of their work are indications that you're on the right track. You must, however, ensure that you are engaged in both industry and educational activities to keep enhancing your knowledge and skills to ensure continuous improvement.
Absolutely. Can you share some words of wisdom with managing speed to market? And obviously what we mean by speed to market is there are a lot of changes that come through with improvements in training packages and that sort of thing. So how is it easier to implement change and adaptations from one to another in a sort of a fairly smooth approach without, I suppose what I'm asking is really not to have the emphasis on the process but actually the product that sort of comes out at the end, because that's what we really do.
Yeah. Look, I've worked with training packages since the first one in about 1997. And what I've worked out over time is, while the training packages change, and there's a lot of administrative changes, focusing on what happens in the industry is still the most important thing. So you can keep abreast of changes, certainly through the Industry Skills Council websites, where they contain registers for continuous improvement and changes and modifications. So you really have to be thinking ahead, not waiting for changes to happen. I think training packages are adaptable to industry changes without having to wait for those sorts of things, providing you can map them back. So you need to start planning as soon as you can by thinking about changes to teaching and learning strategies, adapting your resources, upskilling your staff about the changes, or sourcing new staff if there are new areas. You have to plan for your marketing and information materials to be renewed, and how you will transition students or manage the teach-out period. Now, I know that's a huge challenge when you're busy delivering the current package, but there needs to be someone who keeps that view ahead so that you're actually preparing while you are still delivering. Because I think waiting for the change to happen and then having to try and do all that sort of thing certainly slows down the speed to market. And some of the speed to market things are systemic areas that are out of your control, but changes are happening with that in the national area because of the industry requirement to get the product to market faster. So there's quite a lot of change happening there as well.
Thank you. So, Margaret, do you have three things that you consider to be the most important when relating to a training package?
Well, I think one is really knowing your training package requirements, not just units or qualifications. You actually, to be really useful to industry, you've really got to know your training package qualifications, and not just the one you might be delivering, but a broader range as well, inside out. You need to focus on the job roles in the sector and fit the training package to the job and the person, not the other way around. So you need to know your industry, meet with them and listen to what their needs are, and respond with holistic and tailored solutions. So it's about you as a trainer taking that product and fitting it to what the industry want, not making industry fit you. Keep your educational knowledge and skills up to date, and keep improving the way you deliver and assess the training package outcomes.
Absolutely. So finally, to best support me, both during implementation and beyond, what do I sort of need the most and what do I need the least, if there is anything in least?
You definitely need a good manager and educational leader in your organisation to support you in your practice. Trying to change things on your own without management support and without really having people that can, I guess, encourage and mentor you to improve your practice. You need industry contacts and partners who can help to develop and validate your learning and assessment strategies. I think you need support both within the organisation, but definitely focused on industry as well. Probably what you don't need is people who are not open to new approaches and ways of doing things and do not engage in continuing professional development.
Excellent. Margaret, I can't thank you enough for your wonderful words of wisdom. I'm sure that your snapshot of training packages is really going to set the scene for what we hope to achieve today as a beauty network, and really taking training packages beyond from what we've usually understood them to be, and really taking them along with us for a really big journey. So thank you so much for your time.
Can I just finish by saying that training packages are very flexible. People say they're not, but it's the way they use. So see them as an opportunity to be as flexible as you can. And keep in mind, one of my favourite sayings is change happens one conversation at a time.
Excellent. Thank you so much.